You know, I gotta admit, the recent updates which War Tycoon has been providing for us were actually pretty pleasant, giving us the stuff like the hovercrafts, the USS Independence, vehicle airdrops, the Challenger, even the M1 Abrams variant. There are so many amazing things which we have overall been waiting for. However, I have noticed a very interesting pattern in which the developers are actually releasing these updates. Because we have recently received a bit of an update from Gizmotech regarding things that we want to see in the game and for us to actually be able to vote for them. And today this is the main purpose of this video. I have actually recently covered this. However, I have noticed a very interesting way in which War Tycoon is actually pushing out these updates, and today I would like to comment on that a little bit more. So I know a lot of you guys are probably familiar with this sheet where they actually covered content that we could vote for and we could select up to 4 to what we want to see in the game as fast as possible. However, War Tycoon has actually pushed out way more than all of these 4 options which we had to select. Let me quickly select what was added in the game. The Challenger, the Active Protection System, the Vehicle Airdrops, we have received the AS-VAL, USS Independence, hovercrafts, and the only 5 things which were not added were the submarines, remote-controlled C4, 2 new weapons, and the Project 1124 naval ships. So I have noticed that the way in which the War Tycoon developers have been adding a lot of these updates is giving us at least 1 to 2 of these things which we requested in one update, and that is much more than the 4 which they have actually put on this list. And now taking a look at the limited variants which War Tycoon has been releasing into the game, they have released the F117 Seahawk and the E100, and with this we have exactly 3 more from this list which we haven't really received in the game. Of course, those are not all the limiteds which we have received. However, if we take a look at the way that they're releasing all of these updates, it genuinely feels like everything that is on this list is slowly going to be added onto the game. And I feel like the next few updates are probably going to be the larger ones, much like the stuff we have already received. So today I will try to predict the updates which are probably going to be coming in the next 2 weeks. So first of all, I'm going to be talking about the limited update because of course every 2 weeks they release limited. My personal guess on it is that it's of course going to be at least one of these 3, and maybe with this there is a huge chance that we might also receive a weapon, because the last update we have received the Bradley but also the AS-VAL which was on this list. So pretty much at least one item from the list was filled in the brand new update. And then for a larger update, I feel like they would probably not be releasing the C4 on its own. So I might guess that they're either going to be releasing some weapons and the C4 with either the submarines or the Project 1124 naval ship. And overall, the reason why I'm actually just making this video today is simply because I'm just noticing that more and more of the stuff from the list is just being added onto the game, despite the fact that the most popular 4 have already been released into the game, but they're still going down this list and kind of filling it in by adding new stuff into the game. So I'm really interested to see what's actually going to be coming in the future. Of course, there will be some content which isn't on this list, but most of the stuff I would probably expect to see in the game in the coming future. My personal guess is everything that's on this list will probably be added in the game in the next, let's just say, 4 to 6 weeks. Anyway, for the time being, do let me know in the comment section down below if you agree with what I said right here. Do you have the same theory? But realistically, I genuinely feel like all of this content is just going to be filled in, and perhaps maybe they're going to be making another poll to see what we want to have added into the game the quickest possible. Anyway, for the time being, those are probably going to be the upcoming updates in the game. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to my channel members.